Cola's biggest secret is still safe. But for how long? Will Jennifer succeed in stealing his empire, or will her greed finally expose her? Can Alina protect Cola before it's too late? And what happens when a dangerous stranger from abroad arrives to help Jennifer carry out her evil plan? The next part of the story is packed with shocking twists, betrayal, romance, laughter, and intense drama you won't want to miss. Stay tuned. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and turn on the notification bell for more captivating African stories on Mr. Renkat Lekshak TV. 2 days later, the black Rolls-Royce Phantom slowly drove through the magnificent gates of Kola Adeyemi's Banana Island mansion. Rows of perfectly trimmed palm trees lined the driveway, while sparkling fountains danced beneath the morning sun. The mansion looked as grand as ever, with its cream and white exterior, gold-trimmed balconies, and towering glass windows. Kola slowly stepped out of the car wearing dark sunglasses and fresh white bandages around his eyes. His loyal driver, Musa, carefully guided him. "Easy, sir. I've got you." Kola nodded. "Thank you, Musa." Standing by the entrance, the house staff watched with teary eyes. Some quietly wiped their faces. One elderly gardener sighed. "God will surely restore our boss." Another maid whispered, "A good man doesn't deserve this." Only one person stood with folded arms, Jennifer. Instead of comforting Kola, she impatiently checked the expensive wristwatch on her hand. Finally, she forced a smile. "Welcome home, my love." Kola smiled faintly. "Thank you." As they entered the mansion, Alina hurried from the kitchen carrying a tray of warm tea. The moment she saw Kola, her eyes became watery. "Sir, I'm happy you're home." Kola recognized her voice immediately. "Alina, you've been crying again." She laughed awkwardly. "No, sir. The onions were emotional this morning." Everyone nearby laughed. Even Musa covered his mouth. Kola smiled. "I've never heard onions apologize before." "They didn't apologize. They attacked me." The staff burst into laughter. Jennifer glared at everyone. "What exactly is funny?" Silence immediately filled the room. Alina lowered her head respectfully. "Nothing, madam." Jennifer walked away angrily. Musa quietly whispered to Alina, "If madam continues like this, even the chandelier will apply for transfer." Alina almost laughed out loud. That evening, Jennifer entered Kola's private study. The office reflected pure luxury. Gold shelves displayed business awards from around the world. Cream leather executive chairs surrounded a massive white marble desk. Floor-to-ceiling bookshelves held thousands of books. "Kola, yes? I've brought some documents." "What documents?" "Routine company approvals." He stretched out his hand. "I'll ask my lawyer to review them first." Jennifer's smile disappeared. "There isn't enough time." "There is always time for proper procedure." She moved closer. "Kola, you trust me, don't you?" He remained calm. "I trust the law." Her jaw tightened. "You've changed." "No, I've become careful." She quietly left the office, hiding her frustration. Outside the door, she immediately dialed Jeffrey's number. He refused again. Jeffrey laughed through the phone. "Relax. A blind man cannot fight forever. We'll pressure him. He'll eventually sign." Jennifer smiled coldly. "I hope so, because I'm running out of patience." The next morning, Alina entered Kola's room carrying breakfast. Fresh fruit, fresh orange juice, hot akara, steaming pap, and freshly baked bread. She placed everything neatly on a small table. "Good morning, sir." "Morning, Alina. I made your favorite breakfast." "You remembered?" "I remember everything." She helped him sit comfortably. As she prepared to feed him, Kola joked, "I hope you didn't burn the akara." Alina pretended to be offended. "Sir, I'm a professional." "The akara only had a small disagreement with the oil." Kola laughed. "So it survived?" "Barely." Both laughed. She gently fed him. For the first time since the fake accident, Kola felt peace. Real peace. Not because of the luxurious mansion, not because of his billions, but because someone genuinely cared. From upstairs, Jennifer watched everything. Her jealousy boiled. She clenched the balcony rail tightly. So, she's feeding him now. Her eyes narrowed. That maid is becoming too comfortable. Later that afternoon, Jennifer returned carrying another expensive leather file. My love, I just need one signature. What is it this time? A temporary authorization, so the company can continue operating smoothly. Before Cola could respond, Alina entered. She noticed Jennifer quickly trying to place a pen into Cola's hand. Madam, may I please see the document first? Jennifer laughed mockingly. Since when did maids become lawyers? Alina smiled politely. I may be a maid, but I can read. Without waiting for permission, she carefully picked up the file. As she read, her expression changed. She turned another page, then another. Finally, she looked directly at Cola. Sir, you must not sign this. Jennifer's face froze. What nonsense. Alina remained calm. This isn't a temporary authorization. She pointed at the document. It transfers control of your private investment accounts. She flipped another page. And this one authorizes the movement of funds into another account. Cola slowly removed his hand from the document. I see. Jennifer became furious. You stupid maid, what do you know about business? Alina answered quietly. I know enough to recognize fraud. Jennifer raised her hand to slap her. Before her hand could land, Cola spoke firmly. Jennifer, the entire room became silent. I said, leave. She stared at him in disbelief. You're choosing a maid over me? I'm choosing honesty. Jennifer grabbed the file angrily. This isn't over. She stormed out, slamming the door so hard that the crystal decorations shook. Silence filled the room. Alina sighed deeply. I hope I didn't overstep. Cola smiled. You may have just saved my empire. Alina scratched her head playfully. So, does that promotion include extra meat in my jollof rice? Cola burst into laughter. You negotiate like a politician. No, sir. I negotiate like a hungry Nigerian. Both laughed until tears filled their eyes. Outside the room, Jennifer stood hidden behind the wall. Her breathing became heavy with anger. She picked up her phone. Jeffrey, it's time to come to Nigeria. We're doing this face to face. A cold smile spread across her lips. I'll make sure she's the first person to disappear. Far away, inside an airport lounge in the United States, Jeffrey smiled as he picked up his passport. I'm coming, Jennifer. And once I arrive, Cola's empire will become ours. The game had just become far more dangerous. 3 days later, the magnificent Cola Adeyemi mansion was unusually quiet. Morning sunlight poured through the long white curtains, filling the luxurious living room with warmth. The cream-colored Italian leather couches, gold decorative panels, gray marble floors, and sparkling crystal chandelier created an atmosphere of elegance. But tension lingered beneath the beauty. Cola sat quietly on one of the cream sofas, pretending to struggle with the television remote. He deliberately pressed the wrong buttons. A loud football match suddenly blasted through the speakers. Alina rushed in carrying a tray of tea. Oh no, sir, she laughed. You've changed the television to a football channel. Cola smiled innocently. I thought it was the news. She gently collected the remote. Don't worry, I'll fix it. She handed him the cup of tea. Careful, it's hot. Cola purposely reached in the wrong direction. Instead of the cup, he accidentally touched Alina's hand. Both froze. For a brief moment, neither spoke. Alina slowly pulled her hand back. Her cheeks turned slightly red. I'm sorry. Cola smiled softly. No, it was my mistake. A shy smile appeared on Alina's face. Unknown to them, Jennifer had been watching from the staircase. Her jealousy flared. So, they're already getting comfortable. She tightened her grip on the staircase rail. Not for long. Later that afternoon, a luxury black SUV drove through the mansion gates. The security guards exchanged puzzled looks. A tall, muscular African-American man stepped out, wearing a tailored black designer suit and dark sunglasses. His confident smile revealed he had come with a purpose. It was Jeffrey. Jennifer hurried outside to welcome him. Welcome to Lagos. Jeffrey hugged her. It's good to finally be here. He looked around the mansion. So this is the billionaire's palace. Jennifer smiled proudly. Soon, it will be ours. Unknown to them, Musa, Cola's loyal driver, quietly watched everything from the garage. His instincts immediately warned him. He hurried inside. Cola sat in his private library, pretending to listen to soft classical music. Musa entered carefully. Sir, Cola slightly turned his head. Is anyone around? No. Jeffrey has arrived. Cola's expression remained calm. So it's true. He came himself. Yes, and Madam welcomed him like family. Cola nodded slowly. The next phase has begun. Musa leaned closer. What should we do? Cola answered quietly. Buy hidden cameras. Install them in Jennifer's bedroom, her private sitting room, and anywhere she normally meets visitors. Musa looked nervous. If we're caught, we won't be. Only you know the truth. I trust you. Musa smiled proudly. I won't disappoint you, sir. That night, after everyone had gone to bed, Musa quietly entered Jennifer's luxurious bedroom. The room reflected wealth at its finest. A king-size bed with a cream-upholstered headboard stood against a gray accent wall, decorated with gold panels. White curtains covered the tall windows. A crystal chandelier cast soft golden light across the polished marble floor. Moving carefully, Musa installed tiny hidden cameras inside a decorative clock, behind a gold-framed painting, and within a flower vase. Within minutes, the job was done. He quietly slipped away unnoticed. The following morning, Jeffrey entered Jennifer's room, carrying 2 glasses of juice. He locked the door. Everything is clear? Jennifer nodded confidently. Relax. Cola is permanently blind. He can't even walk without help. Jeffrey laughed. And cameras? There are none. I control this house. They both laughed. Little did they know. Every word, every smile, every secret was being recorded. Jeffrey placed a folder on the bed. I've prepared false authorization papers. Jennifer opened them. Perfect. Once he signs, the money will move into overseas accounts, and after that, we fly to America. Jeffrey smiled. We'll get married there. Jennifer laughed excitedly. And leave everyone behind. Jeffrey suddenly frowned. What about that maid? Jennifer's smile faded. Alina. She's becoming a problem. Jeffrey spoke coldly. Then remove the problem. Jennifer looked at him. What do you mean? Fire her, if that doesn't work. He lowered his voice. Make sure she can never interfere again. Jennifer hesitated for a moment. Then she slowly nodded. I'll handle it. Meanwhile, on the upstairs balcony overlooking the glittering Lagos skyline, Alina walked beside Cola. The evening breeze gently moved the white curtains behind them. City lights sparkled in the distance. She carefully guided him toward the balcony chair. Easy. There. He smiled. I've become a professional at pretending to stumble. Alina laughed. I almost believed you were naturally clumsy. I heard that. You were supposed to. Both laughed. She handed him a cup of warm tea. You know, I've been praying every night. For what? For your healing. Cola remained silent. Alina continued. I don't believe darkness lasts forever. Every night eventually gives way to morning. So don't lose hope. Cola's heart warmed. Nobody had spoken to him with such sincerity in years. He quietly asked, Alina, if I remained blind forever, would you still treat me this way? She looked at him without hesitation. Yes. Why? Because you're still Cola. Blindness can't change a good heart. For a moment, neither spoke. The silence between them felt peaceful. Downstairs, Jennifer watched from the garden. Her eyes filled with rage. They're getting closer. She clenched her fists. I won't let that maid steal what belongs to me. At that very moment, inside the mansion's hidden security room, Musa inserted the memory card from the hidden cameras into a computer. The screen came alive. Cola listened as Jeffrey and Jennifer's voices filled the room. Every confession, every plan, every betrayal had been captured perfectly. Cola slowly smiled. The truth is finally speaking for itself. But he knew the battle wasn't over, because desperate people become even more dangerous when they realize they're running out of time. Inside the mansion's private security room, Musa quietly inserted another memory card into the computer. Kola sat beside him, still wearing his dark sunglasses and pretending to be blind. The video began to play. Jennifer and Jeffrey appeared on the screen. Jeffrey smiled confidently. A blind billionaire is easier to rob than a sleeping child. Jennifer laughed. Kola still believes I love him. I'll collect his company, his bank accounts, his investments, then we'll leave Nigeria forever. Jeffrey wrapped an arm around her, and after that, you'll finally become Mrs. Jeffrey. The two kissed. Kola slowly clenched his fists, not because of jealousy anymore, but because every lie he had once ignored was now unfolding before his ears. Musa looked at him. Oga, should we arrest them now? Kola slowly shook his head. No, they haven't finished exposing themselves. The bigger the crime, the stronger the evidence. Musa smiled. Oga, this plan is sweeter than Sunday jollof rice. Kola laughed. You and food again. Oga, a hungry man cannot catch criminals. Both men laughed quietly. Alina brings peace. Later that afternoon, Alina entered carrying fresh fruit juice. She found Kola sitting alone near the large window overlooking the beautiful Lagos skyline. Sir, I brought your favorite pineapple juice. Thank you. She helped him hold the glass. Then she noticed his serious expression. You're thinking again. I can hear it. Kola smiled. You can hear thinking? Of course, when rich people think too much, they forget to eat. She pointed toward the untouched fruit on the table. Evidence. Kola burst into laughter. You should open your own detective agency. I already have one. Really? Yes. It's called Mind Your Business Investigation Limited. Kola laughed so hard that even two housekeepers outside began laughing without knowing why. For the first time in many months, his heart felt light. Jennifer's jealousy. Standing upstairs, Jennifer watched everything. Her face darkened. Again, she's making him laugh. Jeffrey walked beside her. What are you looking at? That maid. Jeffrey glanced downstairs. I've noticed something. What? Kola smiles only when she's around. Jennifer folded her arms. I hate it. Jeffrey smirked. Then separate them. Jennifer's eyes brightened. Exactly. A cruel plan. That evening, Jennifer gathered all the house staff. Everyone stood nervously inside the luxurious living room. She walked around proudly. I have a new rule. Nobody spoke. She stopped in front of Alina. From today, you are forbidden from entering Kola's bedroom. The room became silent. Alina blinked. Madam? You heard me. I'll personally take care of him. Alina answered respectfully. But Sir specifically asks me to help him. I don't care. I'm giving the orders now. One elderly maid whispered, This woman has started again. Another replied softly, Even Generator has more mercy. Several workers struggled not to laugh. Jennifer glared at everyone. Did somebody say something? Immediately, everyone became quiet. Kola's decision. Later that night, Kola called Musa into his room. Did you hear what happened? Yes, sir, I did. Kola smiled slightly. It means she's becoming desperate, and desperate people make mistakes. He stood up carefully. Tomorrow, I'm signing whatever documents she brings. Musa's eyes widened. Olga, what? That sounds dangerous. I won't let the transfer happen. I simply want them to believe they've won. Musa slowly smiled. So, we're allowing the fish to swallow the hook completely. Kola nodded. Exactly. The balcony. Late that evening, Alina quietly stepped onto the upstairs balcony. The Lagos skyline glittered beautifully beneath the night sky. A gentle breeze moved the long white curtains behind them. She didn't know Kola was already standing there. I thought I was alone. I heard your footsteps, she smiled. So your ears have become millionaires. They're working overtime. Both laughed. Silence followed. Then Alina spoke softly. Can I ask you something? Of course. Are you afraid? Kola answered honestly. Yes. She looked surprised. I thought billionaires never fear. We do. We're just better at hiding it. Alina gently held his hand. Whatever happens, you won't face it alone. Those simple words touched Kola deeply. He squeezed her hand gently, for several seconds. Neither of them wanted to let go. Unknown to them, Jennifer stood behind the balcony door. Her eyes widened. She had seen everything. Her breathing became heavy with anger. So, my blind fiancé is already falling for the maid. She stormed back into her room. Jeffrey looked up from his laptop. What happened? Jennifer's voice trembled with jealousy. I'm done playing nice. I want Alina out of this house. Jeffrey slowly closed the laptop. Then tomorrow, we finish this once and for all. The two exchanged a cold smile. Neither of them realized. Hidden inside the flower vase, the tiny camera recorded every single word. Far away in the security room, a red recording light continued blinking. The truth was growing stronger. The following morning, the magnificent Kola Adeyemi mansion looked peaceful under the bright Lego sunshine. Inside, luxury surrounded every corner. The spacious living room glowed with elegant gold, creamy white, and gray decor. Everything appeared calm. But beneath that beautiful mansion, a dangerous trap was slowly closing. Jennifer stood before the large mirror in her luxurious bedroom, adjusting her expensive emerald green designer dress. Jeffrey walked out of the dressing room wearing a fitted black suit. He smiled confidently. Today is our day. Jennifer smiled back. Kola has no choice anymore. He can't even read the documents. Jeffrey chuckled. And that maid? Jennifer laughed proudly. I've already dealt with her. Jeffrey raised an eyebrow. What do you mean? I ordered her to stay away from him. Jeffrey nodded. Good, but don't underestimate her. I don't. I simply know she's too ordinary to stop us. The hidden camera inside the gold-framed wall clock silently recorded every word. Meanwhile, Alina quietly prepared breakfast inside the luxurious kitchen. Fresh bread, fried eggs, akara, fresh orange juice, and hot tea. One elderly cook looked at her. Alina, you look worried. She sighed. I don't know why. My heart isn't at peace today. The cook smiled kindly. Keep praying. God has a way of exposing darkness. Alina nodded. Amen. A few minutes later, Jennifer walked confidently into Kola's private study, carrying another expensive leather folder. Kola sat behind his elegant white marble executive desk, pretending to organize some papers by touch. His dark sunglasses remained on. He slowly turned toward her footsteps. Jennifer? Yes, my love. I've brought the final authorization documents. He smiled faintly. Again? This is the last one. She gently placed the folder before him. If you sign these, I'll take care of everything while you recover. Kola remained silent, exactly as planned. Jennifer carefully placed the pen into his hand. My love, trust me. Outside the study, Musa quietly activated the hidden recording system. Every second mattered. Just as Kola lowered the pen toward the document, the study door suddenly opened. Sir, it was Alina. She stopped immediately after seeing Jennifer. Oh, I'm sorry. Jennifer folded her arms. What are you doing here? I brought Sir's medication. I told you yesterday to stay away from him. Alina answered respectfully. I'm only doing my job. Jennifer snatched the medicine tray. I'll take it. Alina looked toward Kola. Something felt wrong. Very wrong. She noticed the leather folder. She recognized the expensive company seal. Her heartbeat increased. Madam, may I please see those documents? Jennifer laughed mockingly. You? You think because you finished secondary school, you can understand billion-naira contracts? Alina smiled politely. I didn't say that. I only asked to read them. Jennifer's patience snapped. Get out. Kola remained silent. He knew exactly what was happening. The tension was suddenly broken when Musa entered, carrying a flower pot. He accidentally bumped into a small side table. The flower pot nearly fell. He caught it just in time. He sighed dramatically. Thank God. If this flower had died, Madam would have accused me of murdering innocent vegetation. Even Kola laughed. Alina covered her mouth. One housekeeper whispered, Musa should become an actor. The atmosphere lightened briefly. Jennifer glared at everyone. Is this a comedy show? Instant silence returned. Jeffrey loses his temper. Jeffrey entered the study without knocking. He looked directly at Alina. Why are you always interfering? Alina answered calmly. I'm protecting my boss. Jeffrey walked closer. No, you're becoming a problem. I only want what's best for him. Jeffrey smiled coldly. And who made you responsible? Before Alina could answer, Kola spoke. Jeffrey. Jeffrey froze. I can still decide who cares for me. The room became silent. Jeffrey forced a smile. Of course, I was only concerned. But inside, his anger was growing. Later that afternoon, Jeffrey and Jennifer returned to her bedroom. Jeffrey slammed the door. This can't continue. Jennifer paced around angrily. That maid ruins everything. Jeffrey lowered his voice. Then we remove her permanently. Jennifer looked at him. You mean, I'm tired of playing games. As long as Alina remains here, Kola won't completely trust us. Jennifer slowly nodded. I'll think of something. Jeffrey shook his head. No, we act fast. The hidden cameras captured every word, every expression, every criminal plan. Kola hears the truth. That evening, inside the hidden security room, Musa replayed the recording. Kola listened quietly. His jaw tightened. They've crossed the line. They're no longer after my company. They're planning to hurt an innocent person. Musa nodded. Oga, I think it's time. Kola slowly stood. No, one more move. I want them to expose everything. Musa looked surprised. You still want to wait? Yes. When they believe victory is certain, that's when they'll make their biggest mistake. Late that night, Alina walked alone through the quiet hallway, carrying fresh towels. She suddenly heard footsteps behind her. She turned around. Nobody. She continued walking. Again, footsteps. This time, closer. She stopped. Who's there? No answer. The hallway became completely silent. Then, a gloved hand slowly reached out from behind one of the white curtains, just inches away from her shoulder. Who is hiding behind the curtain? Is Alina about to walk into a deadly trap? Will Kola reveal that he can actually see before it's too late? Or will Jennifer and Jeffrey take their evil plan to the next level? The next part of the story is filled with shocking twists, intense suspense, romance, betrayal, and unexpected drama that will leave you speechless. Stay tuned. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and turn on the notification bell for more captivating African romance and Nollywood-inspired stories on Mr. Renkat Lekshak TV.